Alright, let's get into this now, shall we? I'm also Basics, back to another video, and today I'm doing my random album reviews. No, I'm not reviewing NXT that just happened a few minutes ago. I unfortunately kind of cocked up a little bit. Well, to give you what happened, I was watching it, but then I had to eat, and I forgot what happened after the rest of the show. I did watch the show, but I couldn't, I couldn't keep up with what else happened. So I have to watch some highlights, and I'll have to get back in with you guys. So I might finish it maybe around, like, finish my notes maybe tomorrow or something like that, and hopefully get my video before I go to work, but I do have to work early. So, I'm going to do my random album reviews. Now, these were really interesting to listen to. There was a couple things I did like, and there was a lot of things I didn't like, but let's get into the good now, shall we? For those of you who don't know, I'll give you a little, reminder of what I'm going to be reviewing. I'm doing Annihilators, Alice in Hell, The Replacements, Sorry Ma, Forgot to Take Out the Trash, Morbid Angel with Covenant, and Stone Temple Pilots with Core. I'll start off with Alice in Hell. This released in 1989. Jeff Waters on guitar and bass, the late great Randy Rampage on vocals, and Ray Hartman on drums. This album, I don't know what... same thing I said about Agent Orange. What the hell was I listening out on? Jeff Waters has been praised as one of the most, unsung guitar heroes. I can detest that. This guy is goddamn great on guitar. We start off with Crystal Ann. Very somber acoustic guitar, kind of setting the mood for a little bit. Then we get right into the title track. Shrieky, growly, very, shrieky, but kind of have a little bit of growl into them. Very, very groovy, kind of catchy, a little bouncy sometimes, great title track. Welcome to Your Death, WTYD. Fast, very, very fast, kind of a slow tempo. This band's a speed and thrashy metal band. These guys I heard make consistent as hell albums. Their latest one released last year, Ballistic Sadistic, which I'm gonna have to listen to all of Annihilator's albums because one fellow YouTuber, Bryce Talks Metal, praises this band Under the Yellow Sun. Just listen to this guy. Like, this guy says Annihilator makes no bad albums, but other people say they do. They make good album, bad album, and all that stuff. So, this is a very good album. I'm just spoiling it. A very good album, in my opinion. Wicked Mystic. Speed metal, full stop. I get some Motorhead vibes off of this, to be honest. Burns Like a Buzzsaw Blade. That's a title right there. Very, very groovy. Again, very groovy. A lot of groove on this album. Not groove metal, but Word Salad. Again, Motorhead vibes. Shizus. I'm pretty sure I butchered that. Are Never Alone, parts 1 and 2. Very fast and thrashy as hell. Ligeria was crazy solo by Jeff Waters. And Human Insticide. I get a lot of Slayer vibes off of this one. And if I'm going through these quickly, it's because I want to get this done out of the way. And I will be letting you guys know what I'm going to be listening to next. It's a little bit of a surprise, but... So yeah, great album. I love this album. This is a great album. This gets an A-. Not an A+ because I need to be familiarized with this album a little bit more, but this is a great, metal debut in my opinion. So yeah, A- to Annihilator there. Then we get to Sorry Ma, Forgot to Take Out the Trash. This was released in 1981. The Replacements were kind of a hardcore punk band from, I think, the early 70s. Not early 70s, maybe late 70s, early 80s, and all that stuff. We get Paul Westerberg on vocal and rhythm guitar. Bob Stinson on lead guitar, and his brother Tommy on bass. Tommy would, I think, pass away, I believe, in a car... Wait, no, he died from an overdose, an accidental overdose, I believe. I think back in 98, I believe. I'm a little bit off from the timeline here. And Chris Mars on drums. I wanted to like this album. I really wanted to like this album. My good buddy Matt, not the one that I work with. This is the one on my Discord. Just a little clarification. I know two Matts. There's one that I work with and one that's on my Discord. The one that I, do my album reviews with, this is the one on Discord, but he talks about how great this album is. Matt, if you're watching this, sorry, buddy. This didn't do it for me. I went in this with an open mind, and there was a couple decent tracks, but overall, 18 tracks. Are you kidding me? Taking a ride. I got a lot of Ramon vibes off of this. Careless, filler, customer, filler, hanging downtown, boring, kick your door down, meh, auto, filler, I bought a headache, rattlesnake, boring. I Hate Music's actually pretty good. I actually kind of enjoy that track. Johnny's Gonna Die, boring. Shiftless When Idle, boring. More Cigarettes, pointless. Don't Ask Why, Something to Do, some nice riffs. I'm in Trouble, meh. Love You Till Friday, filler. Shut Up, filler. And Raised in the City is fine. This album didn't do it for me, guys. I'm sorry. I gave this a chance. I gave all these albums I listened to a chance. There's some things I get, and there's a lot of things I don't. This ain't one of them. This gets a D. I'm sorry. It doesn't get a D minus because there's a couple of good things I did. And this was the early 80s, so they could have done a lot worse. So, we move on to Morbid Angel's third full-length album, Covenant, released in 1983. This says David Vincent on bass and guitar, Trey Azagotth, Azagath, I believe that's how you say his name. I'm probably wrong on that. He's on guitars and keyboard, and Pete Sandoval on drums. Holy shit! Pete Sandoval is a machine on this album. Holy Lord. I heard that Formula's Fatal to the Flesh. That's where he shines the most on this album. I might have to listen to that album later, but good Lord, this album is just drum beat central. Sandoval just slays on this album. We get the opening track, Rapture, fast, very, very thrashy. Pain Divine, kind of got some black metal vibes on this, to be honest. World of Shit, The Promised Land, gets a little slow at first, and then bam, it goes fast, just like a race car. Vengeance of Mine has an insane solo. I'm in love with this album. The Lion's Den, a lot of Slayer vibes off of it. Slayer's kind of influential to the death metal, the death metal genre, because if you think about it, they kind of found, if you want to say, the extreme metal subgenre, but that's a debate for another day. Blood on My Hands, very, very fast. Angel Disease, groovy, very, very catchy as well. That might be my favorite track, honestly. Sworn to the Black, aggressive. Just David Vincent just goes off. He sounds pissed on this track. Nar Mataro is kind of a filler track in my opinion, because it's like a minute and a half. It's atmospheric, but I felt like you shouldn't have put it on the album. And then God of Emptiness is just evil. Let the children come to me. Woo! I'm getting goosebumps thinking about that. Part 1's the Accuser, and part 2 is the Tempter, but 5 minutes just evil vibes. This is just, oh my Lord, I feel like I'm about to meet Satan every time I hear this track. Great album in my opinion. This gets an A. No bad track, maybe except for, Nar Mataro. But this is probably my favorite death metal album so far. And I have listened to Death. I did listen to The Sound of Perseverance. I really like that album. I also listened to Leprosy. I thought that was a good album as well. I might have to listen to Death, and maybe I might do a Death album ranking. Who knows? All praise Chuck Shoulder. Rest in peace, my good sir. And then, finally, Stone Temple Pilots with Core, released in 1992. Before I get into the tracks, Scott Weiland on vocals, Dean DeLeo on guitar, and I'm pretty sure his brother Robert on bass, and Eric Kurtz on drums. Oh Lord. Look, if you guys like grunge and alternative rock, this is the album for you. If you don't, skip this. I did not dig this album. There was a couple decent things that I did enjoy, but man, this album was just a slug to get through. Dead and Bloated. I got Nirvana vibes off of this. Thanks. I hate it. Sex Type Thing. I kind of got some Pearl Jam vibes off of it, which I don't mind. Pearl Jam is probably the only grunge band I can salvage. I can swallow my pride and actually kind of enjoy. Wicked Garden, boring, no memory, filler. Sin, you'll commit sin listening to this. I swear, it was so goddamn boring. Naked City, I didn't care. Creep, filler. Piece of Pine, it's a piece of shit. A piece of pie, I should say. It's a piece of shit. Plush, it's the same thing. This album has no variety. Literally no variety. It's the same. It's just, oh my god, that shit just gets old. It's so boring. Wet My Bed is filler. Crackerman, boring. Where the River Goes, it's too long. Nearly 10 minutes. Seriously. Nearly 10 minutes. What the hell? This gets a D-. I'm sorry. I just couldn't get into this album, guys. It's just, you know what. This is what this album deserves. If you guys like grunge, then you'll probably dig this. If you're, fans of Nirvana and all that nonsense, Alice in Chains, go for it. You'll enjoy the album. I didn't dig it. I'm not a fan of grunge. I just don't like it. There's no variety. It's the same shit over and over again, and it gets boring. So, my little rant there concluded. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Now, what are the next albums I'm going to be listening to? I'm going to listen to 8 albums. They're all going to be what many people could say the worst metal albums. It's going to be Random Album Reviews, the worst edition. Is that even a thing? Well, I'll go for it. So, there's a lot of terrible albums. Saint Anger, Risk, Super Collider, Volume 8, The Threat is Real, Virtual 11, you name them. There's going to be a couple exceptions. I'm not going to do Virtual 11, and I'm not going to do Saint Anger, because A, I've listened to both of them, and B, I don't think they're terrible. Well, Saint Anger at least has a couple. Yes, I am defending Saint Anger. It has a couple decent tracks. Production aside, I think there's a couple decent tracks. I have done a Metallica ranking with my good buddy Matt on Discord, and we did one podcast, but I'll probably do that as my own video because I couldn't get it uploaded to YouTube for some reason. So, I will probably do an album ranking talk about Metallica. And 2, Virtual 11 is not the worst Maiden album, in my opinion. It's not the worst Maiden album. Don't worry. Since Maiden has released a new album that's going to be coming up, I'm going to be listening to that new one, and I'm going to be ranking the whole discography, and probably do a retrospective on that band. So, yeah, I'm not doing Virtual 11 because I've heard of it. It's not the worst Maiden album in my opinion. There's a couple good tracks on it, don't get me wrong. The Klansman, Virtual Real, When Lightning Strikes Twice, what's another good track? When Worlds Collide. I think that's a good track as well. People say the X Factor kind of sucks too. At least there's a couple decent tracks on there. So, what are the albums that I'm going to have? Elude the Venomous Samus by Morbid Angel. Risk by Megadeth. Volume 8, The Threat is Real by Anthrax. Let's see what else. Octagon by Bathory. What's another metal album that I think is terrible? I'm stupid. Yeah, Risk. Super Collider. No, I'm not gonna do 2 Megadeth albums because that won't be fair. So, Volume 8, Octagon, Risk. I might do Diabolus in Musica. I'm debating on doing Diabolus in Musica because I heard that's a bad Slayer album. I might consider doing... Man, I did not think about this one through, apparently. I'll have to get back with you guys on that one. Because, man, there's a lot of bad ones there. Man, I don't know what else to think, honestly. I'll have to see what else. So, yeah, that's all I have to say about that, guys. So, what did you guys think about this? Did you like this? Did you not like this? Let me know down in the comment section below. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Join the herd. I'll talk to you guys next video. Peace out.